Hello, Year Sevens. I hope everyone's doing well. Let's take a look at what our first couple lessons back from the break are going to be about in maths. So the first couple of things I want you to take a look at are these facts here. Can you take a second and pause this video to write the following 3 down? Hopefully these are things that are familiar to you. You may have heard of these before. Let's take a look at them individually though. So the first one here says angles on a straight line sum to 180. So basically what that tells us is if we have, say, a straight line and it's then split by rays to create other angles, all of these will add up to 180. So I know that x plus y plus z equals 180 degrees. The reason this is important is because, say, for example, they tell us y is 10, I don't know, and z is 60, we could then use that information to solve for x. The second angle fact that most of you probably already know, but it's not too bad to review these things, is that angles and triangles sum to 180 degrees. Now remember, that is applicable to all triangles. So we're talking about equilateral triangles, isosceles triangles, and scalene triangles. So all three of these, its internal angles will always add up or sum to 180 degrees. Now don't forget, for isosceles triangles, the base angles are equal. So isosceles triangles, usually drawn in this perspective, you can always tell where the base angles are because they are opposite the congruent sides. So these would be your base angles here and here. But say the triangle was drawn so the base angles needed to be found in this diagram, then across from the congruent sides would leave you with this angle and this angle. So just be careful. The last angle fact we're going to take a look at today is angles around a point sum to 360 degrees. Meaning if I had a point with different rays coming off that, we know a full rotation around a point equals 360 degrees. So all of these angles here will add up to 360 degrees. I'm going to do one question for you, and then I want to see if you can do a similar one. So let's start with example 1. Find the missing angles. In this diagram, it looks like we've been given a straight line that's been split into 3 congruent angles. The reason I know these angles are congruent is because I have the same variable in each of them. So I want to split 180 degrees into 3 equal pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 180 divided by 3 equals 60 degrees. So I know that each of these angles, or A, is equivalent to 60 degrees. Can you guys please take a second and draw this diagram and attempt to find the value of B? Hopefully you had a good go at that. Let's take a look at the solution. So I again have a straight line here, but this time it's been split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal angles. So what I want to do is I want to take 180 degrees and split it into 6 equal pieces this time, which means each angle has a value of 30 degrees. So in this case, maybe you got B equals 30 degrees. If you did, well done, you got it correct. Ding, ding, ding. The last example I want to go over with you is an example of when there's numbers and variables in the same question. So again, we have a straight line. So I know all of these sum to 180 degrees. The first thing I thought to do was I want to take away what I already know from 180, meaning I want to take away this 27, and 36 from 180 to see what's left over. So step 1, I would do 180 minus 27 minus 27 minus 36. Now that ends up getting you 90 degrees, meaning that 2 of the same angle equal 90 degrees. So if we now split that 90 degrees into 2 equal pieces, we will find that each angle is 45 degrees. So I know that K is 45 degrees. So again, take away what you know and then figure out how many equal pieces are left. All right, let's try and do this one. Please pause the video and attempt this question. So you have a straight line, 36 degrees, J. I wonder what that box means. And another J. Solve for J. All right, last check-in. Let's see how your last question went. So first thing you probably did is you remembered this box in a diagram represents 90 degrees. You have a right angle. So maybe you did this first, 90 plus 36 to get 126 degrees already in the diagram. So step 2, let's take it away from 180 to figure out what's left over. I need to carry from the 7, make that a 10. So 10 minus 6 is 4. 7 minus 2 is 5. So I have 54 degrees left over. Noticing I have 2 equal angles. So I want to split 54 into 2. Let's practice our bus stop here. So 54 divided by 2. I know that 2 2's go into 5, remainder 1, since 2 times 2 is 4, and 5 minus 4 is 1. 2 times 7 is 14, and there's no remainders, meaning J equals 27 degrees. I hope you got that correct. We're not going to go over any examples of angles around a point. These concepts are completely the same. With that procedure, the only difference would be instead of using 180, you can apply these to then 360 instead. Can you please now log on to Heggetty and complete your tasks for today?